Thank you for listening, downloading, and subscribing to Fred Chronicles. I'm your host, Reverend Ken Blanchard, and this week I'm talking about the third performance at a really upscale retirement facility. Now, this is my third time at this place, and it's nicer than most of the hotels I've stayed in. The gig lasted 3 hours straight, and while the booking agent had promised me a meal, I didn't end up eating there. Thankfully, I already enjoyed my daughter's home cooking between church and my drive to the venue. Good thing, too, since I didn't want any post-gig indigestion. This time, my favorite senior facility didn't book me through Gig Salad, which has been a fantastic platform for me as a new musician. Instead, they requested a W-9 and an invoice, promising payment within 30 days. Even though that feels like deja vu, as my first 2 times doing that at different nursing homes had similar arrangements, and it took almost 6 months to get paid. Hopefully, the payment process this time runs smoothly, as this place is a whole lot better than those other 2 places I was at in the beginning. The residents greeted me with smiles. That's always a good thing. And while I didn't remember specific faces, I seemed familiar to them. The host informed me that the event had shifted to a Western theme and asked if I had any country songs in my set list. Reminded me of the Blues Brothers all of a sudden. I had to laugh. Luckily, I did. The wait staff were my most consistent audience. The place where they put me was in a lounge between the 2 dining facilities, so the music was going everywhere else but with me. But they gave me the smiles, and they danced while it was passing by. Families visiting their loved ones also provided some feedback while waiting in that line at the buffet or dessert bar. Told you it was upscale. Many of the residents gave me thumbs up, and one confident woman held eye contact long enough to come up to me and says that, "Hey, you got it, and I should know. I used to live in Harlem." Man, I laughed on that one. And then a father visiting his dad gave me a memorable compliment as well. He said, "Hey, you successfully pulled off that Chris Stapleton song. I ain't think you had it in you." Here's my key takeaways from this event. I remember to log in my mileage this time, for tax purposes, of course. The venue was supposed to originally be outside, but thankfully I stayed inside, and the open air acoustics would have been difficult with my passive amp system. I know I have limits now to my equipment, and that my passive setup isn't strong enough outside, but my powered system at home might have worked better, so I'm glad that I bought that used speaker system a couple days ago. I'm still working this thing out. About gear efficiency, I'm figured out how to stack and transport my cart better. Stuff didn't fall off my cart this time, and I actually didn't strain my back moving it. I got back issues now, good Lord. And where these speakers go? I learned that if you face them away from me, I can't hear. That's how big this place was. So I got IEM, or in-ear monitor considerations coming up now. I've never performed with them before, but it seems like that's what you use when you're in that kind of situation. All the stuff you learn as you go. This has been your friend and your brother from another mother, the Reverend Ken Blanchard, and thank you for listening to Fred Chronicles. Talk to you next week.